The greatest battle lies within. Let's talk about Spider-Man 3. And while the first two were iconic, this one was unfortunately a miss, but yet it still does have some great Spider-Man moments. We do see Sam Raimi come back to direct this film, as Peter Parker finally has the girl of his dreams, Mary Jane Watson, and New York City is in the throes of Spider-Mania. But when this strange alien symbiote turns Spider-Man's suit black, his darkest demons come to light, changing Spider-Man inside as well as out. Spider-Man is in for the fight of his life against a lethal mix of villains, from the deadly Sandman, the new Goblin, and Venom, as well as the enemy within himself. And with this film, it is just not the best Spider-Man movie. We do get Tobey Maguire back in the role as Spider-Man, and as always, he is iconic in the role. He is great in the role as both Spider-Man and Peter Parker, and it is interesting to see how he has an edge to him in this, but I can't lie, that kind of could come off as cringe. But we do see Kirsten Dunst back as Mary Jane Watson, James Franco back as Harry Osborn, this time the new Goblin, Thomas Haden Church as Sandman, Topher Grace as Venom, and Bryce Dallas Howard as Gwen Stacy. To us, we also do see Rosemary Harris back as Aunt May, J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson. Like, the cast in this, they're still iconic. I will say, though, that the writing for the characters could have been better. Like, with this film, there are several great moments in this. It does have some great Spider-Man action, some iconic Spider-Man action, iconic Spider-Man moments. And the final fight scene, that was still epic to watch, I will admit that. But out of all of the Spider-Man films, this one just has the most flaws. Because with this, we had Avi Arad and Sony wanting Sam Raimi to include Venom, forcing him to include Venom. Even though Sam Raimi didn't want to include Venom, he wanted to include, I believe, Vulture. And it was pretty obvious that he didn't really know what to do with Venom in this, unfortunately. And with just how Topher Grace's Eddie Brock Venom was, they tried to go for the opposite of Peter Parker, but it just came off as cringe. It just felt like he was a grouchy Eric Foreman. And there was this plot detail that they tried to do with Sandman in this. I can't lie, that did kind of feel forced. But once Peter had this symbiote suit, he went through an emo phase, let's just say that. And while it is now meme-worthy when watching it, it is just a lot of cringe. I guess that was the point, but at the same time, I wasn't a fan of it. There were just moments in this with Peter and Mary Jane that I felt could have been written so much better. I do think they could have done more with Bryce Dallas Howard's Gwen Stacy, and originally they were supposed to do, but it got changed last minute. And I think with this film, it just got to the point where Sam Raimi was just trying to fulfill his contract. Like, with this film, it is a mess, and that is mostly because of Sony. And, of course, Avi Arad. And that is disappointing because the first two films are just iconic. They're classics. And while this film, it is not as great, but yeah, it still has some great moments. At least it tried. At least Sam Raimi tried. Because there was just a lot of potential with it. Overall, this just isn't my favorite Spider-Man film. There were parts that I liked, of course, but yet, I'm just not a fan of this one. It is just sadly disappointing. But have you seen Spider-Man 3? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.